Alright, so this is going to be a general tutorial on how to install any of my mods, despite the fact that I've made 2 so far and people still have problems, or they did not listen and they're trying to do other maps that do not work. So, I'll start off with my beta mod. This beta mod only supports Kino and 5. If you load up any other map, it will crash it with the exceeded 128. And then you say, oh, but Relaxing has this and this, or this person has so and so. That's because it is a different mod. It is not this mod. This mod only works on Kino and 5. To install, first you just open up the folder, and really this is how you install any of them. You go to the zone folder, then go to common. You should see 3 files here, or 3.ff files, also called fast files. These are the ones that you're going to want to make backups of. And if you have any of these other ones installed, let's go ahead and do it at the same time. Or any of these downloaded, sorry. So you just go to zone common. These are the 5 files you want to make a backup of. So, you go to your zone common folder. And then make a copy of the common zombie patch by selecting common zombie patch to Control-C, Control-V. Now you scroll down, and then you look for COD 5 factory patch, COD 5 prototype patch, hold Control, and then COD 5 or zombie theater patch, and zombie pentagon patch. So now you should have 4 selected. You could do Control-C, Control-V, or right click copy paste if you don't want to do that. Now you should have a backup of all of the originals. Now you can only have one mod installed and working at the same time. If you decide you're playing the beta mod and then you want to try out Notch 4.0, you must first revert the common zombie patch. So let's go ahead and do that first. Let's install the beta mod. So you go back to where you can see main and zone, and you just drag the 2 folders into your Black Ops directory. And then it should ask you if you want to replace 3 files. If you look, it should be common zombie patch, pentagon patch, and theater patch. So use the ones from my mod and continue. So now you want to play Notch 4.0. So what you would do is you would first go to zone, then go to common, scroll down till you find your common zombie patch and delete it, and now make a copy of the backup and now rename it so it does not have this extension of -copy and no space. Now you can go back and then highlight the 2 folders and drag it into your directory. And it should ask you to still replace 2 files. It will replace the IWD that was in your main folder. So you just say replace. And now you can play Notch. The Kino and 5 will not work. Well, I believe it will launch the map. However, it will not have any weapons. And it will not load up with the perks and the pack-a-punch that are mainly put, such as and as well as PHC Flopper, as it is in Notch. So say you wanted to go play Sweep and Shock, and you happen to have this mod, Notch 4.0 installed. This one, we already made the backup, so you just highlight the 2 folders, and then drag it into your Black Ops directory. The reason why you can do this and not have to revert the zombie COD 5 prototype patch is because this mod only uses the factory patch. It does not require common, which is loaded with all maps. If you try to have this common loaded in and you try playing either of these 2 mods, it will throw you an exceeded 128 weapons limit because it's still trying to load these weapons, which these 2 maps cannot load because it's too many weapons for them. So say you just want to uninstall all the mods you have installed right now. You first go to your main folder, delete IW42. Then you go back, then go to zone, common, and then this should be set to the original if you were playing either of these two. If not, then just delete it again, and then make a copy of Common Zombie Patch, paste it, and then rename it, and then now scroll down, and now you want to do the same thing with the COD 5 Factory Patch, Prototype Patch, Pentagon Patch, and Theater Patch. The way you should tell, or you'll be able to tell if you're using Modified Original, the file size will be different. For Factory and Prototype, My Mod will be bigger than the original. For Pentagon and Theater, it will be smaller. Common Zombie Patch will be bigger if you have My Mod installed. So you just hit delete once you have all four selected. Then you can make a copy of all four of these patches. Do a paste, and I'll rename each one so they're back to the original names. And now you're back to an original copy of the game. Please make sure to go through this tutorial again and again if you need to, if you keep having errors. If you get an error saying that there's an image that it could not load, that means you do not have the correct IWD installed. So make sure, say you were playing Dash 4.0 and you're like, okay, I want to go play his beta mod, and you try just replacing FS, but you forget to replace the IWD, it will throw an error about the image because this has more images than this mod. So you just make sure, excuse me, that you go to main and then you drag in this IWD to use for the beta mod. I exceeded 128 weapon limit. That is because you're using my beta mod's FF file. So you need to first delete it, make a copy of the backup, and rename it to the original name so they are the originals. Any other problems most likely are going to be either not replacing FF or, like said before, the IWD. If you still have a problem, then is when you ask in the comments, because the majority of questions I've seen in the comments are because you didn't do one thing or you didn't follow the tutorial. So I hope you guys have received a bit of help with this, and I'll see you all in the next video.